Okay, we're moving on to question 19 and 20 today. Number 19 says, what is the correct way to write sentence 13? Okay, so let's go back before looking at our answer choices and look at sentence 13. Sentence 13 is on the back of the passage, back side. Okay, sentence 13 says, I wanted to take it off. My dad kept telling me that I would get used to it. Okay, so what I notice first off, and your eyes should be drawn to it too, is this comma. So whenever we see a comma in the middle of a sentence, we need to ask if it needs to be there, and we need to look around it and see if we see a comma conjunction, one of those fanboys with it. My is not a fanboy. Okay, so why do we have this comma here? If there's not a fanboy here, let's read it again and see if we pause here. I wanted to take it off. My dad kept telling me that I would get used to it. Okay, I know that I wanted to take it off is a complete sentence. I know that my dad kept telling me that I would get used to it is another complete sentence. So I have two complete sentences that are put together with a comma. Do you see that there's a complete sentence on this side of the comma and a complete sentence on this side of the comma? Okay, we can't just put a comma. When we have just a comma between two complete sentences, that is called a run-on sentence. Okay, the way that we fix a run-on sentence is by adding a fanboy, adding a conjunction with this comma. So which conjunction do you think needs to go here? I wanted to take it off. My dad kept telling me that I would get used to it. What conjunction do you think should go right here? Let's go to the answer choices and see if we can find a sentence that's joined together with a comma and a conjunction that makes sense. We're on number 19. A says, I wanted to take it off my dad. I wanted to take it off my dad. Okay, this changes the meaning of the sentence, doesn't it? Who kept telling me that I would get used to it. This is a fragment. This side is complete. Anytime we have a fragment as a sentence, that is not our answer choice because this is incorrect. Okay, this is an incorrectly written sentence. B says, I wanted to take it off and my dad kept telling me. So I have a comma conjunction here, a comma and a fanboy here, but they put a period right here. This isn't what we decided when we were looking at the sentence. We decided all we needed was to add a conjunction, and we needed to add the conjunction after the word off. Okay, so this one can't be it because it's starting a new sentence right here. C says, I wanted to take it off, but my dad kept telling me that I would get used to it. Here's a comma conjunction, the comma conjunction, but. I wanted to take it off, but my dad kept telling me that I would get used to it. Okay, this one has a comma conjunction, and it has a complete sentence on the left, complete sentence on the right. The rhyme that I like to use is complete on the left, complete on the right. Comma conjunction, they never have to fight, because when we have two sentences that are just put together with a comma or without a comma, they're fighting. It's a run-on. Okay, so this is probably going to be my answer choice because I have this comma conjunction with a complete sentence on both sides. This is breaking up my two complete sentences. D says the sentence is written correctly in the paper. It just had that comma thrown in there for no reason whatsoever. That one can't be it. C is my answer choice. Okay, let's look at number 20. What change, if any, needs to be made in sentence 18? Let's go back and look at sentence 18 and see if we can find the mistake. Sentence 18. Did I read that right yet? Says, it was time for me to move from t-ball to baseball, and my dad decided that I needed a new glove. It was time for me to move from t-ball to baseball, and my dad decided that I needed a new glove. Okay, if it's not jumping out to you, that's okay. Let's look at our answer choices. F says change it was to it is. The difference between these two is the verb. These are linking verbs. Okay, it's wanting us to change was to is. This is how it is already in the passage. This is what it wants us to change it to. Here's the word was. It wants is. It is time for me to move from t-ball to baseball, and my dad decided that it needed a new glove. So these are all past tense. Sorry. These are all past tense. Is present tense. Was is past tense. So which one matches? Was matches the past tense of these other verbs. Okay, do you see that? All three of these are past tense. We don't want to use a present tense verb with past tense verbs. So I would not choose that one. G says delete and. So take the word and out. Okay, let's go back and find the word and we're going to put an X underneath it. Remember, we're not marking through words in our sentence just in case that answer choice is wrong. We can still see it for the next answer choice. Let's read it and see if it makes sense without the word and. So I'm going to cover it up. It was time for me to move from t-ball to baseball. My dad decided that I needed a new glove. So this is just like what we just talked about with sentence 13. I have a complete sentence here and a complete sentence here. Complete sentence on the left and a complete sentence on the right. So I need this conjunction. I have to have the comma and the conjunction to build a compound sentence. Two sentences put together with a comma conjunction. So I would not delete and. I need that conjunction. H says change decided to decided. Okay, the difference between these two is this one has an S and this one has a C. So this is a spelling rule. If we're looking at cups, this is a spelling rule. We'll go back on number 19 and do a cups. So this is in sentence 18. Let's find decided. Let's write above it DECIDED. Decided. Okay, this is where you can go to dictionary.com and look up both of these words and see which one is the correct way to spell it. Okay, sometimes it'll bring up a definition for each one of these. If that happens and you have a definition, you need to read the definitions and see if one of them fits in the sentence so that you know which word is the correct word. This is the correct way to spell decided with a C. Okay, remember when C is followed by an E, I, or Y, so this in this case an I, the C says S like an S. Okay. J says sentence 18 does not need to be changed. Okay, it's got a comma conjunction already. Okay, it's got complete on the left and complete on the right. It's got, oh, you know what? I just marked that out, and that was my answer choice. Okay, this is what I need. We need the C, not the S. Okay, this is the correct spelling for the word decided. So H is our answer choice. Okay, it would be completely correct if that hadn't have been an S right there. Okay, so J is not our answer. All right, guys, so as we go through these, I want you to be making these marks on your paper on ClassKick. Yesterday we did 17 and 18. Today we did 19 and 20. H was a spelling rule, and on number 19, okay, we added the conjunction Okay, so it was usage. We needed to add a word. If we're adding or taking away a word or changing it out for a different word, that's all considered usage. Does the sentence make sense? Okay? All right, guys. Tomorrow we will go over number 21 and 22. Our test, our checkpoint test is scheduled for next Wednesday. So you guys need to be studying these strategies that we're going over and getting ready to take that test. See you tomorrow.